In 1989, a CIA operation in Panama ended tragically when Woods was tricked into shooting and killing his best friend, Alex Mason.
So I guess Alex Mason's not dead? So we got, once again, another video from Call of Duty. This one is called Call of Duty Black Ops 6, The Story So Far. And obviously, in it, we see a little bit of a cutscene there from Alex Mason. And the very first comment on this video is, so that was definitely the cutscene when you shoot Mason in the leg and not in the head. He is definitely alive. Now, we will get to that, but there is a lot more inside of this trailer to actually break down. And in fact, I was working on a very similar video to this that is much, much longer. It's like 40 minutes long, and it's the entire story breakdown of Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, Cold War, Black Ops Declassified, and of course, going into Black Ops 6. If you want a much more in-depth version of the video that we are going to watch today, all you got to do to show me is hit that like button, and maybe once this video gets like 5,000 likes, I will drop that video and we will continue on with that. But there is a lot of story that I need to break down here and show you within this trailer, including the fact that Alex Mason looks like he's actually alive, even though they tell us he's dead. But as we know, the truth lies. So let's start out from the very beginning here.
The covert world of Black Ops began in 1961.
Okay, 1961, that is the beginning of Black Ops 1 in Cuba, like they are saying, during the Bay of Pigs invasion.
When CIA operatives Frank Woods, Alex Mason, and Jason Hudson
They're missing Bowman. They're missing Bowman there. He is right there.
set off
Also, I don't remember there being a female on the zip line beside Woods. I don't know about you, but I do not remember that being a thing whatsoever.
on a decade-long journey through the darkest corners of the world.
So this goes all the way through Black Ops 1. They do not go in depth as to what happened, which I think is important to know going into Black Ops 6, hence the longer video that I want to make. But essentially what you need to know is from the year 1961 to 1968 is the years that Black Ops 1 actually takes place.
That journey culminated in 1968.
There you
when
go.
They stopped a plot to activate deadly sleeper agents embedded inside the United States.
So what they do not say there is that Alex Mason was taken in by this guy in Vorkuta prison after the Bay of Pigs invasion. Now, during this time, he was brought in and brainwashed by them to be a sleeper agent. The entirety of the Black Ops 1 campaign is to unsleeper agent him and capture the Russian bad guys on the Rusalka and stop the rest of the sleeper agents, because it wasn't just one. That'll become important in a minute when we get some Black Ops 6 information.
13 years later, at the height of the Cold War, Mason, Woods, and
13
Hudson
years later.
joined
First of all, this looks awesome. I love the look of the kind of aesthetic that they did with this. But yeah, Frank Woods, Hudson, Mason join Russell Adler alongside Bell and a couple other characters who we're going to see in a second. But yeah,
fellow operative Russell Adler.
there he is.
Together, they hunted down the Soviets.
So there you go. There you have Park and Lazar. And based off of the canon ending of Black Ops Cold War, I have a video of this on the channel. Lazar is dead. They don't even mention that, because for Park to survive Black Ops Cold War, Lazar has to die. And as we know, Park is in Black Ops 6 and Lazar isn't. That's already been revealed to us. So that's one thing to keep in mind moving forward.
Spy Perseus, leader of a rogue organization.
Now, it's important to know that
Intent on
Perseus is no longer really an aspect as we know in Black Ops 6. Maybe he's a part of the Pantheon group moving forward, but we have seen evidence and files and clips come out talking about Gulf War, which is when Black Ops 6 takes place, and the fall of Russia. So Russia is no longer a superpower, so Perseus shouldn't be something that we're worried about in Black Ops 6.
dismantling the West. In 1981, Adler's team prevented Perseus from detonating dozens of neutron
the
bombs
beginning.
placed across Europe.
So that's the beginning of Black Ops Cold War. The second part of it, the post-credit scene with Stitch, who we do see in this, is in the year 1984. So just keep that in mind.
Flash forward to 1986. Mason, Woods, and Hudson learned that South American cartel boss Raul Menendez had moles within the CIA.
So this is probably the biggest piece of evidence in the entire thing. Up until this point, we have thought that there was one mole within the CIA. And now they are telling us that there are moles within the CIA written out. But again, the truth lies, so keep that in mind. There's also other thing that's big throughout this that I want to point out as well. But we will get there, because this next part is the wild part.
They tracked the drug lord to Nicaragua, where Woods, after a fierce battle with Menendez, presumed him killed in action.
Okay, this is important. It specifically says that Frank Woods presumed Raul Menendez was dead. If you actually watch the scene where this happens, Woods doesn't presume him dead.
Frank, you okay? Get him out of here. What happened, Hudson? Where's Menendez?
That's him, in a body bag. From this point on, the day never happened.
It is Jason Hudson that tells Woods that Menendez is dead and in the body bag, and they are not allowed to talk about this again. Hudson was the one that said that, which is super weird because, as we're going to find out in a second here,
3 years later, in 1989, a CIA operation in Panama ended tragically when Woods was tricked into
clearly shot in the leg there. Clearly, they look both of the dudes look down at Alex Mason's leg.
shooting and killing his best friend.
Also, blood, no bullet hole. No bullet hole. But in case you don't believe me, let me show you the proof. This is the scene that they show in the trailer. Alex Mason crouches off to one side and then falls backwards. Now, there are two options that you can do within the Black Ops 2 campaign. The first of which is shooting Alex Mason in the head. And when you do, he goes stiff as a board and falls straight backwards. However, if you do the other option and shoot him in the knee, he then crouches to one side and falls backwards. Look what one is similar to what we see in the trailer that they showed today. So this cutscene that they show is the same as the one when he gets shot in the knee.
Alex Mason, Raul Menendez, back from the dead, captured Woods and revealed himself as the mastermind behind the Panama plot.
So he reveals himself as I don't remember him revealing
Raul
himself
Menendez, back
other than
from the
like
dead, captured Woods and revealed himself as the
okay, I see what they're
mastermind
saying.
behind the Panama plot. He then killed Hudson and shot Woods.
So yeah, this is the weird part, and I've always found this the weird part. I've talked about it before, but Hudson KIA. The fact that he is killed and he is the one that tells Frank Woods to take the shot at Alex Mason, and then he sacrifices himself, which I find super, super weird. And I bet you we get more information on that in Black Ops 6.
Then killed Hudson and shot Woods, leaving him maimed but alive, so that Woods might suffer as Menendez.
Also, this scene, like just the get rid of my face here, this scene looks so cool. The suffer over top of Frank Woods, so cool.
had suffered. Now, every sacrifice, every secret,
So down here in the corner, it says Codename Sally. I believe that is going to be a part of this game as a whole. And there's one more thing I need to show you.
every conspiracy has led them to the year 1991. In a time when the
Also, another wicked scene right here.
enemy has eyes everywhere. How do you know who to trust?
So then we get Russell Adler. How do you know who to trust? There are coordinates over here. 238859 north, 450792 east. Now, I looked up this, I was streaming, and I looked up this on stream, and I tried to find where these coordinates led to. And essentially, we are at a roadblock. I ended up tweeting it out. If you don't follow me on Twitter, you probably should. But some people have tweeted back at me and found the same thing that I did. So first of all, this leads to the middle of Saudi Arabia, like literally right in the middle of Saudi Arabia. Now, when I looked it up, it always comes up with DNP, but I believe that's just short form for what you're looking up. But one thing that I have seen close to it is there is a location called Perfectly Cut Rock or something along those lines that really led me to nothing. I don't know why these coordinates are there, but they are clearly right there, and they don't lead to anything that I have seen other than potentially a location of one of the missions that take place in Black Ops 6. So as a whole, I do not know what is going on with those locations, but what I do know is there is something with these characters. So who do we have here? We have Frank Woods underneath me, Daniel Livingstone, the head of the CIA, Troy Marshall front and center. Then we have Jane Harrow, the CIA handler. And then these are kind of like our background characters, I believe. I'm not 100% sure. One of them might be Sev. We will find out who those are throughout the campaign. But those are our characters. We have the Illuminati logo in the back, which is the CIA's Advanced Technologies and Applications Division, which is a part of the CIA, which we've already discovered as well. So that is the base of the story moving forward. And based off of what we are seeing here, it is very clear
operation in Panama ended tragically when Woods
that Alex Mason was clearly shot in the leg. But I want to hear what you guys think. Based off of what we are seeing here, based off of what you are seeing here, does it look like Alex Mason is dead, or does it look like he's been shot in the leg? But again, there is much more story to go into this. So if you want to see the full story of the Black Ops series so far going into Black Ops 6, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on. This is what we know so far. As always, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, peace.
We are